Test, test, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Check, check. Okay. Check, check, mic check. Today's a big day. Big day today. No, it's actually 2:30 a.m. a.m. at night. The day has already passed. But I don't want to go to bed yet because I want to do at least. I spent like the last several days finishing up this first draft of this card game so I could play test it a little bit. And the entire weekend went by. And now it's 2:30 a.m. on Monday. But, I mean, I slept pretty late today, so I figured I'd stay up for a little while longer. It's a big day because I've finally finished all 55 cards of my version 3, I guess I'd call it. Oblivion inspired card game. I got 2 full decks that I meticulously printed out on my spinny table so I can play against myself. Put some bunch of playing cards behind all the printed out cards for some stability. I got the rules printed out here in case I forget how to play my own game. Thing is there's all these effects that I came up with, and to be fair, I probably will forget some of them. Yeah, on these pages. And I changed how the range and the speed hierarchy. Oh, wait a minute, that's not up to date. Oh no, it is. It is. It's just cut off by. Yeah. All right. Starting to run out of black and white ink. Just black ink, I guess. So yeah, I added 2 weapons. I added the claymore and the war axe. Updated the name of the axe that the barbarian used to battle axe, which is what they call it in they actually call it Oblivion. Two-handed axe is Oblivion, or the battle axe in Oblivion, and one-handed axes are war axes. So we got 10 different offensive or 8 different offensive icons now. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we have 9 different offensive icons. With the speed and reach inverse values. So it's separated into 5 tiers. So dagger and unarmed are the fastest. Then it's mace and war axe. Then it's sword, which is right in the middle. And then battle axe and claymore. And then magic and bow still at the longest reach and slowest speed. And so I came up with a couple of new abilities for War Axe and Claymore. War Axe. And I also decided I don't want any of the abilities that are applied by the weapons to be applied to any other card that doesn't have that weapon. I prefer that they're just unique to the weapons. So War Axe has Chop, Claymore has Cleave, Magic has Banish, Battle Axe has Savagery, Bow has Precision, Sword has Discipline, Mace has Line Breaker, Dagger has Loot, and Unarmed has Grapple. And those keywords can't be applied to any cards I decided. And the new ability, Cleave, on backstab kill, attack hits card behind it as well. Potentially entire battle line. So that's like really good. I mean, if you got two guys with their two upside down cards in a row and you're able to hit that with the Claymore, which I guess has pretty good reach, so it's not going to be super easy to counter. I wonder if it makes sense, more sense to have speed. Because the way it works right now is, fuck it, we don't need to discuss it. Let's just play the game. Don't have tons of time. Need to go to bed. But just for a little retrospect, this is what the game started out as. Like, I don't know, 6 months ago or more? Like over a year ago? And I came up with like a real rudimentary system and tried to play with these cards against just a little game against myself. And it was pretty bad. But I guess I kept thinking about it and I ended up with these guys. That's, I guess you could say, is version 2. I started creating the React-based app where I could like edit these cards and design them in a software, in a custom front-end user interface web app, essentially, which actually worked great for my purposes. I don't know. I'm sure there's other programs that people are proficient with that might have worked better. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe just using code to generate cards with CSS is like the best possible way to work on a card game. But now we have this. Version 3. So I'm pretty proud of that. Not so much, I'm proud of, kind of proud of how the cards look, I guess. They could definitely look better, but proud of the fact that I came up with all these rules that might actually be fun, make for a fun game. I think what I'm expecting with this is for it to be a pretty significant learning experience on a lot of stuff. I didn't think too crazily much about the cards and the card designs. I just tried to make it so it was somewhat balanced, and the abilities and stuff were like thematic. But most importantly, that they all conform to my design principles. So anyway, actually, I never put it in the rules how many cards you draw off the bat. But I guess I'll just do it like Magic the Gathering. Whoever goes first draws 6. And you can like mulligan for 1 less as many times as you want. I think that's probably makes sense with this. I don't know. The way the game is now, if I keep working on it, it's probably not going to be anything like what it will end up being. Because there's probably just so much room for improvement. I'm just sort of experimenting with some different mechanics that I thought might be interesting. Different mechanics and different design principles. And just tabletop game design concepts, like using symbols for things. Like the weapons, using the weapons as symbols, essentially, that mean things that relate to the combat. Anyway, I came up with this whole system too. I thought was pretty clever. Because if this is a game that I'm just trying to sell as print on demand at some point, you can't have a bunch of complex board game pieces. It can only be cards, I think, most likely. So, I'm fortunate that was one of the goals in the first place, even though I never really was thinking about the business plan of making it print on demand. But in the spirit of not needing any crazy board components, but wanting a tracker, I came up with this. It's basically 2 cards that go from -9 to 30, I think. 5 rows of 8 digits. And so you can set your income to whatever you want by moving the cards around like this. And then every replenish, you move this around. And when your income increases, you go like this, however you need to. And it's somewhat space efficient. And you just need 4 different cards, so you could ship something like this with the game. And just include little like instructions on how to arrange the cards like this. This is the best thing I could come up with. Because you could use 1 card like this, but sometimes, your income's at 0, but you jump down to -7, all of a sudden this is in the way. I mean, you could flip it like this. That's super confusing. So this was the best thing I could come up with, is 2 of those, and I spent a lot of time today just trying to make this little thing in the CSS. Alright, so say this guy goes first. White goes first. And he draws 7 cards. And he's got the monk, the serpent, the rogue, the apprentice, mercantile, mage, sign, and sorcerer. Does he want a mulligan? No. Let's say he doesn't. Spin the table around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I guess he's going second. This guy's going first. And he's got the Scout, the Lady, Restoration, Ritual, Thief Sign, and Battle Mage. Alright, so turn 1, he plays Scout to his back line, which decreases his supply to -1. Nothing else he can do, so he draws a card. And he gets the Crusader. The Crusader. Have a crazy glare coming off of that, huh? Alright. Still turn 1. So now it is the... And I should probably mention the turn steps that are happening. Kind of all in my head, but it's basically... see if I can find it. No, it's all... Turn structure. Ready, replenish, deploy, replenish, main, end. So yeah, that's basically correct. Ready, untap all your cards. Replenish, reset supply to whatever your income's at. Deploy from your back line. Replenish again, main phase. Play cards and attack with them. End phase, draw a card. That's basically it. Alright, so this guy has got... I thought he had a low-cost card. Maybe I was wrong. He's got the Lady. Lady. Let me see here. What does he want to do? It don't really matter. Play the Rogue for -3. It's a nut there. Draws a card. See, that signals to the other player, your turn. Everything signals something. Alright. So this... Step 1... Ready all your cards. Step 2, replenish. So now his supply's at, or his income's at 1 because of this. So he sets his current septum pool to 1. So that that was the first replenish. Now he's this is the deploy phase. So he's going to deploy for 1. On deploy, draw a card. Okay, got another card. So now he's at 0 septum. But he replenishes back to 1 for the main phase. So I guess now he'll play the Lady for 2. So that puts him at -1. And he'll actually attack. Well, wait a minute. Yeah, he'll attack with the Scout. Like that. And so that'll deal 1 damage to the player deck of this guy. So he mills 1 face down. This is in the back line. And then he draws a card in his turn. It's armor. Okay, so he's got speed and endurance, which means I can use the armor ability on him, but that's it. Alright, back over here. The rogue actually sets your supply or your septums to 2 income, so we'll set that to 2. He costs 3, so he still can't deploy. So we're gonna skip the deploy phase and go straight to the main phase, and I just decided recently that birth signs can be played essentially onto the field or into the staging area. They can have I think I call it ambush for the class cards, but it's basically flash in this game. So that costs 1. But now you can tap it to draw a card, and I will. Okay. So I drew a card. And then draw another card to end the turn, because I can't. I still have 1 septum, but because my current septum, I can't go into the negative because my current septum pool is not equal to my current income. And I think that's really the best way to state that rule, is you can't play a card that puts you in the negative unless the simplest way to state it, I think, is unless your septum bank is equal to your septum income at the moment. So I drew a card, I got Battle Mage. Flip around. This guy untaps. It's kind of a slow start, as you can see, but that's fine. I don't care. I think that's good. So we now have 2 income. Put that up to 2. This is the deployment phase. She costs 2, so she deploys now. Puts me down to 0. And then I go right back up to 2 for the main phase. Alright, now I'm on the main phase. I have 2 septums. He's got endurance and speed. The ritual. Restoration. So I'll play the Crusader into the back line for 4, which puts me at -2. And I draw a card in my turn. Athletics. Alright. Back to this guy. This goes back to 2, right? Or we calculate. No, this goes to 3. Increases to 3. Now we can deploy the rogue. She untaps. Um, that costs 3, so we're down to 0, but then we're back up to 3 for the main phase. And, ooh, he's got personality, which means I can use mercantile, and I might actually use it this turn, although it exposes him to a backstab from him, which would not be good. But if I used mercantile, it would be an inefficient, because I could draw 3 cards and keep all 3 of them. And spend all my septums. I'm going to draw a card with this. Athletics. Although, if I do that, I can't play a card that reduces my supply to negative. And see, that's why I might want to change that rule, because I've got effects like this, where, you know... Yeah, maybe I keep it the way it's written in the rules right now, where it's the first permanent you play can be the only permanent you play if it takes you into the negative. I have to think of a more clear way to write that. Because if you're at 0 supply, or at 0 septum, and it's the first permanent you play that turn, that's fine. I want the game to work like that. Alright, so I drew a card with her. I got all these high cost cards. I could play the Serpent for 4 and be able to deploy it next turn. See, but the thing is, I'd be able to deploy it next turn anyway. If I played a different card. And then I'd be 1 card up. Interesting. Yeah, it's probably not smart to play your birth sign cards from the hand. Unless you can play them directly to the battlefield. If I keep that rule anyway. So this guy has 3 attack power. And he has the dagger. So these guys have the same speed ratings. So he'll win a fight with him, but he can block the attack. If he wants. Wait a minute. Why is this ready? Did I forget to attack with him last turn? For a second hit? I think I may have. Whatever. Alright, let's just say this guy plays the Battle Mage right there. And then he attacks with the Rogue, going that direction. And then the Scout can either let that pass through, or he can block it, and I think the play is to block it. So this attack is coming from this direction, because he tapped that way. Maybe it makes more sense to have it go like that, like a curve. That's not how I've been. It doesn't matter. It's an important detail to get right, I think. But yeah, maybe that makes more sense. I think it does. The attack goes like that. Okay, so he, in order to block it, he rotates that way and no damage is done. Okay. Draw a card. This goes up to 3. Boom, boom. He untaps. See, he's safe from being killed because he's got a shield. The Crusader still can't deploy because he's cost 4. So we'll play the Battle Mage as well for 5. An important detail is that the income only is reset at the start of your turn. So this takes him down to -2. But then it only goes right back up to 3. It doesn't go back up to 4 because of this. So that's an important detail that people might mess up. Okay, so this guy, we've got her, which gives... Oh shit, I didn't notice this. He gets +1 attack power, so you could have traded with the Bard. I don't know why I gave him retreat. That's like the worst. It's like useless on him. Wait a minute. Retreat. That's yeah, so he can swap positions with the card in the staging area with equal or lesser cost at the start of the turn, but he's only got 1 cost, and there's only 2 other cards with 1 cost. All right. So he got he's got 3 attack power. So you can basically offer a trade with the Bard. Assuming the Bard doesn't have some skill card that might, which he might, if I recall. I think he had... Ooh, that's interesting. I can actually do like an interesting play here. So yeah, I can play Armorer. And the way I have my rules set up is you can't really be tricky with combat tricks. I know that sounds lame, but that's just how it is. When you're defending, you can use combat tricks to turn the tides, but just because of how I designed it, any kind of bonus effect that you give your next attack or whatever is going to be seen by the defender before you play it. So I'm going to put armor on him, and he's got +1 power. And then he's going to attack this direction. Oh wait, how did I... So if we're snaking through, he attacks this way. Which is a little confusing now, but so be it. And that means he has to either let the attack go through or counter. And if he counters, he goes like this. But he's going to die because of this, and he's going to survive because of this, so it wouldn't be a trade. So he's just going to let the 1 damage go through. That's the play. This can go over here. This will be the face-up graveyard. So he takes 1 damage. I'm still at 3 septums in the main phase. And that's it, so I draw a card. Spin it around. Untap. Untap. One, two, three, four. I can play the Serpent directly from my hand next turn. I'll start by draw the card with the Apprentice. Ooh, the Atronach. And then I'll play, it's got a bunch of high cost cards here. Let's play the Sorcerer for 6. Or, wait a minute. Not yet. We're in the main phase. We couldn't deploy anything. We're in the main phase. I don't want to play the Sorcerer. I want to play the Serpent directly from the hand for 4. And we were supposed to be up at 4 with the income. 1, 2, 3, 4. Puts us down to 0. Ooh, he's got blunt, but I can't use it because that's a strength skill. I've got athletics. Can't really see what I'm looking at, sadly. Maybe I should put the camera over my shoulder. These are the cards I have. He can do the mercantile thing, but I have no septums left. So I already played a permanent that reduced. So I think the only thing left to do here is to attack. I can offer a trade by attacking from this direction. So it'll be 3 to 3. Same speed and everything. And it's probably not smart to offer trades with in this game because oh, wait a minute. I have athletics. I could do a sneaky move on this guy. I could do an attack like this, so it comes at his backside. He has to block. Or be killed, I guess. Which puts him upside down. And then I can play athletics. Oh, wait a minute. He's... Oh, wait. No, this should work. Yeah. Basically readies a card. And now I can attack again with this direction, let's say. And that'll backstab him. Puts him in his back line upside down. And because of the dagger ability, I draw a card. And then in my turn, I draw a card. Alright, got a lot of cards going on here. Back over here. You still get the one supply ad. But he's upside down now, so... he has to be like revived, essentially, if you want to play him again. So I've got 4 supplies, so I can finally deploy the Crusader. So go up to here, 4, 4. Crusader comes out. And he's got willpower, so he gets the +1 power bonus too. He's got 6 power with a mace. That's pretty good. Down to 0. Back up to 4. Okay, so I got 4. I can play Apprentice. I think I'll play the Ritual directly from my hand, which comes out tapped this direction. And this is kind of a mechanic I came up with for the birth signs. If you look at this arrow up here, it tells you how it has to charge up. So every turn, you'll untap it. And once it's charged up, you destroy a card. Your opponent destroys all cards with that cost. Destroy Ritual. So, kind of an interesting little thing. Alright. So the Crusader's out. He's ready. He's got 2 player damage. And he can actually take the rogue out, because he has mace. So that's the play. So maybe the rogue made a mistake last turn, killing the scout. So he's actually going to attack this way with the mace. The next card you attack or counter with this turn has Envenom. You can use that in response to an attack because of this little shield icon. Alright, so he has to block. Let me spin it around, see if I can do anything here. Personality and speed. No. His attack is coming on his backside. He has to try to block, but he has the shield buster thing, so he's dead. Okie doke. Start of my turn, or no. Still my turn here. I have 4 supply. Oh, I played the ritual, so that put me at 0. Okay. Draw a card. End the turn. Back over here. Got a lot of cards in hand. Untap. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. And this guy deploys. Boom, back up to 5. Or, no. 5, 0, back up to 5. Tap to draw a card. That might be a little overpowered. Okay. He's got the axe. Does that little chop ability. Alright, so now I've got 5. I can start playing some cards. Geez, no, I still have too many high cost cards. So I could play the Nightblade. What do I want to play? Oh, I could play the Atronach. Ooh, so he doesn't have a shield or dodge. Really? I didn't give him dodge? Jeez. Okay. Well, he's dead. I think what I want to do is play the monk for 6. So I had -1. He's gonna attack this direction. So it comes at his back. And he's dead. Or he's wounded, if you want to call it. Over there. And that's it, I think. Draw a card. See if we can like get the battle line built up a little bit here. Okay, so this takes 1. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This goes up to 5. And he can deploy. Okay, so 0. Second replenish, main step. I'm at 5. I think I want to play the apprentice directly in. Takes me down to 4. Tap to draw a card. Okay. This card anywhere on the battle line, then ready it. I didn't give him dodge or anything either? Shit. Okay, well. I guess he attacks. Like that. Starting to see a theme here. And he gets backstabbed, killed, so dead. Okay. I'm still at 4 supply, but I already played a permanent this turn. It's not matching up there, so it's a speed ability. He has Alright, so in turn. Alright, untap. Reset to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Alright, so this goes over here. This goes down to there. Okay. Deploy. He deploys for 6. And back up to 7 for the main phase. Interesting. I think I need to get some units out here, so just to make the game a little more interesting. So let's tap, draw a card. Ooh, the monk, okay. I'm going to play him for 1, and then him for 3. He's got speed and agility. Okay, well now he's dead. I attack him like this. There's a backstab. Alright. I'm at 3. Nothing else to do here. Really, that I can do. Draw a card. Alright. The ritual burns 1. I got nothing to deploy. This guy's having a hard time. But I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Move to the main phase. So let's go ahead and deploy the... Yeah, I think I need to at least give dodge to a lot more cards that don't have it. Like, I took dodge away from a lot of these cards, I guess. I don't think that was the play. Alright. Bard. Athletics. Mercantile. Restoration. He hasn't taken any damage yet. Alright. Plays the Barbarian for 7. Tap. Got acrobatics. And that's it. Actually, you know what? Let me think. He's got 6. So maybe... Maybe I play the Thief sign this turn. And then I destroy it next turn to make him destroy his monk along with the ritual. That could be a good play. Yeah, let's do that instead of the Barbarian. So the Thief sign goes down. Draw a card. In turn, draw a card. So he has, while the Thief sign's out, he has -4 income, which is pretty brutal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. -4 puts him at 5. Which, fortunately for him, is still enough to deploy these two guys. And they have to go to the flanks. Either flanks. And I guess we put the guy with the shield on the outside. Puts him down to 0. So he's going to be at 5 for now. Back up to 5. This untaps. Let's tap it again, draw a card. Now I can play some more cards. Let's see. Cards with speed have readiness. Okay. Now let's play the steed. Oh, he untaps. Alright, so these guys are going to start doing some damage. This puts me down to 0. 1, 2, 3. That deals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 card damage, which I'll denote by going like this, sideways. 1. How much did I say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. Back over here. Your cards with speed have readiness. So at the end step, this guy untaps. And I draw a card, another card. Hand's pretty massive over here. Alright, back over here. The ritual becomes ready. destroy the ritual, and then we'll pick a card and then destroy all cards with that cost. So I could actually destroy the apprentice and get him and him. I don't think I should destroy the thief. I would be able to destroy him. Yeah, maybe I just destroy the apprentice along with ritual. And then that destroys this and this. Okay. Start of the turn now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Goes there. This goes here. I need frickin' creature cards out here. Here we go. Nightblade, Bard. Okay. It goes down to 0, but then right back up to 8 for the main step. And then on the main step, I'll play Tower and Steed directly to the battlefield for 8. Alright, back over here, or draw a card to instep. Back over here, untap. Still got that -4 effect from the thief, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, -4 is 7. Okay. We got nothing to deploy, so we'll go to the main step. And I think seven. So many cards, but I can't play any creatures. How about the mage? And these guys, so you got to be a little careful because those guys are going to deploy next turn. Even though there's nobody on the battlefield, it's not safe to attack necessarily. He does 4. He does 4. What is that? What the fuck? You're next unarmed? That's a typo. I thought I corrected that. So I have 7 still. But I played him, so that's 0. Down to 0. Let me see. I think maybe I don't attack with those guys quite yet. But I can play. My brain's kind of not really working right now. I'm going to play the Mage Sign, which comes out tapped that way, so he's not ready right away. It's too bad he didn't have the tower, because I'd use the tower to charge him and use him immediately. So that costs 7. Oh wait, no, I played the mage already. Alright, draw a card to end the turn. Back over here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're at 13 income right now. For the deploy phase, no, I don't like that. That costs 3. Alright, back to the main phase. Dang, now I'm kind of short on cards with this guy. I do have Mercantile. Let's use... Wait a minute. I don't know. He's got that Bard ability. Well, Cards with speed have readiness. Okay. Athletics, Mercantile. Classes with willpower and endurance. Ooh, he's got willpower. Alright, what if I, well, let's just go ahead and activate the Bard's ability. Or Mercantile on the Bard. So you play that, you activate the Bard, put that over there, and you draw 3 cards. Pay 1 for each you keep. Put the others on top or bottom of the deck in any order. So we'll take all 3, go down to 10. And then 7, 8, 9, 10. Puts us at 0. Okay. So I think we can get a little clever here. He's got speed and willpower. I've got 2 speed cards and 1 willpower card. Maneuver X. I don't have any septums left. The athletics one is really what's good. So he's got greater reach, which means he can't counter. So if anyone's going to counter, it's going to be him. But I don't think he's going to do it because... So let's go ahead and attack like this with the Bard, or with our boy. And they're going to let that attack pass through, so he'll deal 2 damage. Well, actually, these guys might want to use some sort of defensive... Yeah, like... No. He can't do anything. I don't think. Yeah, so they just take 2 player damage. But before the turn ends, we can use athletics on him to just ready him. Fortunately, the bard's basically dead, 100%. I think. Whatever. Alright, back over here. Deploy. So he's still got the thief sign, which does -4, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 8. So the mage can deploy. And I guess I'll put him over here. This is down to 1. And back up to 8. Okay. These guys are about to do a lot of damage. Then those guys are about to come out next turn. I've got 8, so I need to play some cards. Got the mage sign. I think I want to. Yeah, let's try to play the monk and the agent. Down to 0. Back up to 8 for the main turn. The cards with speed have readiness, so he's got readiness. I can play the Atronarch, which could be huge next turn. Directly for 5. So you get 3. Alright, so he's an easy kill. Although you can counter from... No, you can't. You can't counter from back there. So, let's, kill the mage with him. Or kill the bard with him. Yeah, I think maybe every class should have dodge if they don't have block, which is how I originally had it. Fortunately, my printing program is easy to selectively update cards. Yeah, you have to think about these guys that are about to come out there on the field. So I don't think I'll attack with any of those other guys. And we've got the steed, so he readies up with his speed attribute. Draw a card. And back over here. Just want to put these to the side. Alright. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Which is way more than enough for deploying these guys. Is that how I want to deploy them? I don't know. I guess. Maybe like this. Alright, doesn't matter. So I'll play this guy for 6. And the 12. Alright, so now we actually have some interesting... Or on deploy, look at the top card of your deck. Put it on the bottom or back on top. Put it on the bottom. Pay X, restore X. That's really good when you have a ton of Septum. Next attack deals +3 player damage. So he's got Bloodthirsty and Goad, which is pretty dangerous. Basically means if a card can counter him, it has to. So let's say he attacks this way. Oh, he doesn't want to do that because they've got the Atronach. So... Yeah, the Atronach is going to be used to block him. So I think what I'll do is attack like this. And it goes like that, snakes through around. Okay, my brain's gone. Trying to remember where I was at here. In the middle of the turn for this player. Yeah, the only thing is I think we should probably give dodge to some of these cards because they're getting killed off too easily. I don't know. Maybe my brain... I need my brain to be a lot more fresh to be doing this. Because I don't even have the processing power to try to think through right now, like what a player might be thinking who's actually trying to win this game. But one thing I'm noticing is the septum income is increasing like crazy, at least for this player. And his card draw isn't really able to keep up with it. I guess got to kind of an okay spot here. Like he's about to have those guys come out. But yeah, I think I would prefer it if both players had less septum income. I mean, you're generating septum a lot with these birth signs. I don't know. It's not too bad. But I didn't really get to a spot where I was thinking too much. I guess next turn might be pretty good. I think I want to give dodge back to every card. Every card should have a dodge, I think. It'll just make it so there's more player damage happening and less cards getting killed, which would speed up the game a lot, I think, which would be good. So I'll try to finish this game later. When my mind is a little fresher, I don't know when that's going to be. Maybe maybe tomorrow at the end of the day, after my work day, my work session. Just remember, I'm in the middle of this guy's main phase, trying to decide if I want to attack with any of those. Well, these guys have readiness, so they'll ready at the end of the turn. And I've got restoration, so I can activate Nightblade, pay a bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pay all of that to completely restore my health. You know, I could implement some kind of crazy rule, like that increases card draw and increases like cycling of cards if you wanted to. Played him for 6, 12. Endurance gets +1. Willpower gets +1. With the lady. Yeah, I didn't really get to a point where I was able to think much about, you know, the card lineups versus each other and what that means with the symbols and stuff. And one thing I didn't expect was how important it is to look at your opponent's staging area and see what's coming out ready next turn. Potentially. Or most definitely. So I'll keep tinkering with it, adjusting the rules and the cards themselves. But I think it's a pretty good foundation. The whole concept of player damage being different from combat efficiency, I thought was a good idea. But maybe it isn't. Maybe it should just be, you know, Magic the Gathering style combat damage. Maybe it is a good idea. The problem is, does it slow down the game too much? Because we don't want to get to a point where both players have a ton of septum every turn. Way more than they need. And like no cards to play or deploy. Maybe we make the skill cards cost some septum to use. Potentially. And maybe, I mean, he's got a ton of cards over here. His hand is like, he's got like 20 cards in his hand. He's down to 4. Well, that's because he had the Apprentice. Just tap to draw a card, 1 cost every. And that breaks the game in itself, kind of. The thing that's a little dangerous is, well, neither side wants to attack because, mainly because these guys don't have dodge. It might be too much to think through for people. But maybe not. Maybe my brain's just too tired. Yeah, I think first of all I give dodge back to everybody. And that makes the game way better. Everybody who doesn't have a shield. Oh, I think I was forgetting to banish people with the magic ability. That's unfortunate. Alright. We'll keep playing it. Keep playing ourselves over and over. Until it slowly develops into a fun game. Keep changing the cards. Probably changing some of the rules. But I like the mechanics. I like how this thing's working. The septum income tracker thing. That was a good innovation. It might be too difficult to eliminate the birth sign cards. I don't know.